Spuds, this is Froggy, and today we're doing a dual cam with Tapport. Link will be in the
Tapport.
to his channel. So this is just the
Well,
start of a beautiful friendship, or at least I hope so. Anyway,
I'd say it is. I don't plan on having any fallouts with you yet.
don't,
We're not big enough for there to be drama between us yet.
there will be. Don't you worry, there will be. Damn you, Tapport! How could you?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to miscategorize my video.
Okay, so let's start this thing off by going. Describe you and describe your channel. What is it Tapport does?
Well, when I made the channel, it was supposed to be a music channel, but I can't run any programs that make music, so generally the channel is just post whatever you feel like posting, do whatever you feel like doing, and if you don't like it, then don't subscribe, and if you have any complaints, please put them in the I don't care bin, and I'll get to them as soon as I don't care. And that's pretty much it. I've been making videos for like 2 years now, and I started making my first videos with my little brother when we were way too young to show our voices on YouTube. But surprisingly, we got no hate. But not so surprisingly, we got no views. Our first videos were us pointing a camera at a TV screen that wasn't even high definition, so you'd see like a square screen with like bars going up and down it. So I like to think that that's where I was then, and this is where I am now.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Pointing a camera at a screen. Yeah, that is actually where I began.
Yep.
As for me personally, I began YouTube way back when YouTube was brand new. You know, YouTube had just come in. It just started allowing people to sign up to it and upload videos. And
Jeez.
well, I ended up finding it by accident. Really, I was researching video websites on the internet, and I ended up running across this thing called YouTube. And there was only like a couple of videos uploaded to it. I would say there was maximum 500 channels, something like that.
Jeez. So you're like a YouTube OG.
But my original videos ended up disappearing and got reset. And how wonderful is that? What did I say? You know, phone would go off.
Wow.
Hopefully.
Well, when I found YouTube, I hadn't even ever thought of a video site or anything. The only thing I use the internet for is for like putting images on Word. That's really the only thing I had ever used the internet for. I found out about YouTube because my friend wanted me to find a video, and so he says, open Internet Explorer, because this is when Google Chrome wasn't around yet, so we all had to use slow Internet Explorer, and he goes, just type in YouTube and then search how to hack. And so I go home and I type in the letter U and then tube.com. And there was nothing. And so I go to him the next day. I go, yeah, I typed it in. There's nothing there. And so then he told me it's YOUTUBE. So then I spent all day watching videos on how to hack. Or they weren't even legit videos. They were like fake videos. And my brother found out I was watching like YouTube videos, and he was interested. And when it was that, he was like really into sharks, so he started watching stuff about sharks. So, but it just shows how stuff evolves over time, and like looking at where YouTube is now versus where it was then, and all the sources of videos and everybody who puts their content on it now versus then. So it's really interesting how much it's evolved, and I'm glad. I mean, like I was late, but at least I'm here now. I can still see it evolve. I mean, but like you said, you're amazing from where you came from. That's crazy to think that you were there like way early on to be one of the earliest channels.
Yeah, I was, but I also wasn't, because that channel no longer exists anymore. That channel got deleted with the first batch of channels that got deleted by YouTube. Any channel that wasn't posting anything, and I had like a massive gap of a couple of years where I just didn't post anything. So my channel got deleted, and I had
That's a shame.
another one. My other channel, I was recording with a camera, and I happened to be playing a movie in the background, and the channel got a copyright strike, so I just decided to delete it. And then I started Froggy2K9, which was where I really began my YouTube. I wouldn't call it like a career, I would say hobby. You know, it was where my hobby just started to bloom out and started to really come to life. And from Froggy2K9, I was pointing a camera at a screen, recording my video games. I
Yep.
then moved on to a Dazzle capture card, which doesn't record HD, but it's pretty good quality. And then I ended up
Well, yeah. 'Cause
with
back
PVR,
then, like
which only
only
me
like
a
the
couple of
richest
months.
and biggest YouTubers had a HD PVR. Back then, Dazzle was what everybody used, and then we found out about HD PVR. Back then, HD PVR was like, I don't know, the black magic of today.
Yeah. I would say, you know, the Dazzle was the HD PVR of its day, because the HD PVR didn't come out
Yeah.
till a long time after. They were using Dazzles because Dazzles were used to capture TV footage, and most of the TV series and such that was uploaded to the internet at that time was recorded with things like Dazzles and HD PVRs.
Yeah. That's why when you go back and like look for an old show you used to watch, or like a old clip of a show you liked or something, you go back and either you can't find it or you find it and it's like just terrible quality, terrible resolution, and not even worth looking at. But I mean, that just shows, that's what's so interesting about the internet, is how fast it moves. And then if you were around to like truly experience it, just to be able to like really understand how far it came.
It started around 2005, something like that. It may have been earlier.
YouTube, yeah, I think around 2005. Actually, I found this out a while ago. Before it became like a site for uploading your videos and stuff like that, it was actually a dating site called something like Hangout Hookup or something like that. And you would like post a video describing yourself, and it was like video dating. But I heard, well, I read, I didn't hear, that apparently they scrapped that idea because they couldn't find enough like footage of Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction. So they just turned it into a site for uploading your own stuff.
I'm not sure.
I don't know I don't know how true that is, but I mean,
know,
I believe it.
I do know that YouTube. It's as I said, I was there during an earlier time, but I didn't do any background checks on YouTube. But I did know that the first video ever to be uploaded to YouTube was a video of one of the YouTube creators, and he went to the zoo. So.
Yep, it was the San Diego Zoo actually. And so that's pretty cool that I live a couple of miles from where the first YouTube video was ever made. The first comment on YouTube, it just said interesting, and that I saw that has like 27,000 thumbs up, I think. It's crazy.
Yep, yeah, that is absolutely insane. I mean,
but
look at YouTube now. It's, you know, in less than 5 years they were started, you know, monetizing videos, and to became a multi-million-dollar business.
Yep. And it's crazy to think, like how I said, like the internet is always changing. It's inevitable. YouTube is gonna get beat down by something else. Like I wasn't, like I said, I was never on the internet before, and like YouTube is the first time I was on the internet for something other than like images. But I mean, I'm sure there was tons of stuff before YouTube and tons of stuff before that. I mean, like, but the internet is always changing, so eventually there's going to be something. YouTube is going to become the next MySpace someday.
Yeah. Well, as for me personally, I didn't gravitate to MySpace. I gravitated towards Bebo, and Bebo was the Facebook day, and MySpace was like a semi-Facebook of its day. I'm not sure which one was bigger, but I know they were both pretty big. And then Facebook came along and provided better services than both of them, but it provided the same service.
Well, yeah, what I've heard is that Bebo is like Europe's Facebook. For me, MySpace, I made a MySpace page when Facebook was already popular. I don't know why I made it, and I don't know if it still exists. I don't even think I ever did anything with it, but it might still be there.
Yeah, you could also look at Google. You know, look how far Google has come. Look how big Google is. Google now provides more than just, you know, a search engine experience. It now
like, because considering Google beat Yahoo, and now Google pretty much runs the entire world almost. Like, that's just crazy. And Google, it didn't take them very long, considering how far they are and relative to other companies that aren't even this far yet and who have been around way longer.
You know of Google Gigabit Internet?
Well, I guess maybe there, or where you are, it's called Gigabit Internet. Here it's called Google Fiber.
Okay, may be called both. It may be, as you said, depending on where you live. But Google Gigabit Internet is the same. They're starting it for the same reason, and they're starting it in the same way that they started Google, like Google Chrome. As you said, you started on Internet Explorer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the new Internet Explorer? It is
No, I don't even remember the last time I've opened Internet Explorer.
From the Internet Explorer of the beginning days of like when the internet was relatively young compared to what it is now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Google Chrome came along, and Google Chrome came along to prevent Internet Explorer from doing what it was doing. What Internet Explorer was doing, they were holding everyone back because they were running the shot.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they were saying this is where you go for your news, and this is where you go. Well, videos, not really, but they were pretty much saying this is where you get this is where you get that. Deal with it.
Exactly. Google Chrome came along.
And most people didn't even know that there was most people didn't even know there was more than that. They thought, okay, well, there's more than just this news website. But
exactly, and that's why Chrome came along. Chrome came along to create competition.
Yep.
And Chrome was one hell of a competition.
Everybody can kiss
for
Internet Explorer goodbye now.
And that's the same reason they're starting the gigabit internet, because all of the internet providers are holding everyone back.
Yep.
The internet providers have enough money to provide everyone with fiber optic internet and still make profits within the next day.
Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely. That's like my brother. He was looking at the prices for Google Fiber. Where we live right now, we have the best internet we can get, and what we're paying for right now is more expensive than what Google Fiber will be, and it's I think 100 times less than what Google Fiber will be. So I mean,
exactly,
it's crazy. But anyway, that's enough dwelling in the past. Where do you think you're going to be in the future for your channel?
Yeah.
Where do you want to see yourself?
Where do I see myself? I see myself as slightly larger than I am right now. Short-term future, perhaps 10 extra subs than I have now. Long-term future, maybe 50 subs, where I was on Froggy2K9. And that would be like in a year's time, maybe. I see myself as if I have 50 subs, I'm going to be overwhelmed. I'm just going to be so happy.
Yeah, well, I don't even think I've ever even experienced 50 subs. I think the highest I've ever had is 43. So I'm almost at 50.
Yeah.
But where I want to be, I don't know. Because the thing I did for my channel, like I said, I made it because I just want to be able to post whatever I feel like posting, and I want to be able to give people my personality if they wanted to see it, and I want people to be able to not see my personality if they don't want to see it. But if I was offered a partnership, I wouldn't say no. But I'm not. It's like there's too many people who make the channel with the dream of becoming famous. Even you see all these comments that are spam. Oh, please come check out my channel. They all say it's my dream to be famous on YouTube. That's the thing that makes me not go over there. Because if your dream is to be famous on YouTube, even if you're not thinking it, subconsciously that means you're doing it for the money. And
my dream,
I'm sure.
My dream is to have at least 50 subs, because I've experienced that before, and what happens is you have a nice little community going on. You have good feedback.
Yes.
And
that's the biggest thing I want. I just want people who like my content, who will leave feedback and compliment me and just tell me where I can improve. I just want to be able to talk to people and get a response, not just talk to people. 6 people see it and nobody says anything.
Exactly, which is what happening now on my channel, which has about 23 subscribers. I have 20 people, of which 6 watch videos, of which no one, but one, maybe one occasionally will comment. And that's why I liked 50 subs, because I had comments pretty much 90% of the videos, someone would talk.
Yeah, my friend, I'm going to plug him right now. His name is Cycrix. His YouTube channel is youtube.com/CycrixGaming. When I met him, he had 80 subscribers, and I've posted some stuff on his channel, and he's at 140 now. And that's the cool thing about him. He doesn't get many comments, but he gets like a good 10. And it's nice to just be able to like post a video and then have like 10 people say something about it, so you know if it was good, if you should keep doing stuff like that, or if it was bad. But right now you're just like sort of left in the dark. You don't know, did they not leave a comment because they didn't like it, or did they not leave a comment because nobody else was commenting and they didn't feel obliged to say something?
Which is why I like the like and dislike system here. Because when I see that like one person has watched it and then one person has liked it, and I'm like,
yep,
I've done something good. I should
that's true.
To do something like this, you know, make it a bit better. Let's go for it.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a problem I have with YouTube right now. Like, they don't kind of shove it in your face enough that you should like stuff. I'm more likely to comment than actually like a video.
Me too. I actually have on my system a auto-like system where I've installed a plugin that automatically likes a video of a certain person when I watch it. Like, my favourite YouTubers, I've set it up to auto-like them when I watch their video. Still doesn't mean I can't dislike. I can still click the dislike button and it will overwrite what the auto-like does. Mm-hmm. But if I forget to like, then generally it leaves a like on there for me when I leave.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. I like that system. But also, like YouTube, you would know this, they used to have that like star rating system, where before you watch the video you could see the star rating, if I remember correctly. That was pretty good, because if a video was good but not that good, you could say that. Like and dislike is kind of rough. If you say you dislike it, then there's nothing that can like sort of explain what you didn't like or dislike, or didn't like and liked, as much as 5 stars can.
The problem with both systems is both systems were exploitable and are exploitable.
Well,
if you're smart enough,
we're gonna have to find something. Well, but that's the problem with it. There's always gonna be a way to exploit stuff, and people always will. So eventually, you're just gonna have to find middle ground where it's a reasonable system for the people who use it legitimately, and the people who abuse it aren't rewarded for their cheating of the system.
Which is what they've got now. The view system is non-exploitable because of the way they've done it. They've put in measures so that if it is exploited, it instantly gets taken out. Most YouTubers who earn money can't earn money if their video has been view-botted. So what they generally do is they take the video and they private it, and then no one can watch it. Which is a system that sucks for everyone that does use it legitimately. But if it gets like-botted or anything like that, now that they've taken the like system off of YouTube, so likes and dislikes are on video-to-video basis. There is no way you can go to watch the most liked video, most disliked video. So, and that's to prevent those people who use the bots.
Yeah, but plus what they've done now is they've added an algorithm that takes a percentage of the video, and if you haven't watched a percentage of it, your view doesn't count. That's kind of nice, because the people who are just hopping around in the videos don't affect you. But at the same time, the haters who come by just to leave a hate comment and leave again, you're not getting anything from them besides a hate comment. Before, if they came to hate on you, you still got a 1/10 of a cent or whatever it is.
Yeah, that prevents them from. That actually helps the haters.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't like that. That helps the haters. You know, they came to hate on me, but I still get something from them. You know, something good. Something good came out of it in the end. Now nothing good comes out of it. You just get a hate comment.
Yep. Oh, but I don't care about haters, so no matter what they do, it's not gonna faze me. Unless we get to the point where I'm hated so much they're hacking into my channel and destroying it from the inside.
What I would like is the ability to control the chat, so that any words commonly used by haters, "you suck," "go to hell," "you shouldn't be making videos," you can block them, and it will instantly prevent them from commenting that.
Jeez, I didn't realize your haters were so aggressive.
No, no,
I'm.
those are common. Those are commonly used terms by haters.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Like,
All right.
you're a noob is a common one as well.
Well, there's a lot of common ones. We can go all day about that.
And the ability,
There's
like Twitch.
they have no
Twitch
shortage
can have blocked
of
words. What it
offensive.
does is it replaces the blocked words with like whatever you want, like star star star. Or if you really want to, you can replace it with I love you or you're amazing.
Yep.
That's what I would really like, to replace it with whatever I want. So anyone who comes to hate on me, they leave a comment called "You're awesome" or "You're amazing. Make more videos." So they're typing away
So
really long.
if you have a stream full of haters
message.
and someone joins, it's like, oh wow, this guy makes great videos. Look at everybody's telling him to keep making more.
Yeah, exactly. But no, that's just haters.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna do that.
The ones that tell you
I don't live stream yet, but when I do, I don't even think I have any haters because the people who like me stick around. The people who don't are just gonna leave again. That's the good thing about being so small is you don't have any haters yet. If you're big, people are gonna hate on you just because you're big.
Brilliant. But no, I do stream and I get quite a few haters in my stream that are just there to. They're just there to try and piss me off. But I take everything they say as a grain of salt. Basically, all I end up doing is agreeing with them, sarcastically, very, very sarcastically.
Yeah. That's That's just haters gonna hate, fence is gonna fence, painter's gonna paint, car is gonna car.
Designer's gonna design, life's gonna life.
Life will continue lifing.
Exactly.
That's true.
Okay, so
philosophy a la Froggy.
Let's push this on here, and go to how YouTube helps.
How YouTube helped?
Let's expand on that a bit. Let me describe what my train of thought is on that. Okay, so I have a lot of people in my life who have said, "You've made YouTube videos. That does nothing for you. That doesn't help you. That helps you not." I disagree, because for one, it helps me get out there. You know, I am I used to be a very concealed person. Everything about me I would keep to myself. I wouldn't tell anyone anything.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I wouldn't talk to anyone. I wouldn't try and make friends. I wasn't that type of person. I was very, very internal. I was I think they call it introvert. Since YouTube, I have made friends that are completely random, and I have told random strangers that I believe to be friends, you know, because at the end of the day, what is a friend? A friend is someone you know, and as long as these people are truthful, then I know them. So I consider them to be friends. And
yeah, I know a lot of
that's helped me in my external life, my life outside of YouTube. I am a much more extrovert person. I go out more, I make friends more easily, I talk to people more easily because of YouTube.
Yep.
And also in college and stuff, when I'm trying to do a presentation, I can speak much more easily, I can put my opinion out there, I'm much more forceful with my speech. I'm a little more entertaining as a person because of YouTube.
Yeah, I agree. The thing that well, I've never heard anybody say that YouTube hinders development, but if someone were to say that to me, I would say no, because it lets you vent and it lets you exercise creativity and it gives you input about your thoughts and it lets you just communicate with people. And I've never really had any problems socializing, but what doing commentaries and stuff like that has helped me do is like increase my vocabulary. I like to be able to explain what I think in the best way possible, where everybody understands it and where it gets my point across very clearly. And that's what it's helped me do that, because like I'll go online and I'll find a word that I want to use, or I'll find synonyms and antonyms for something I'm trying to explain, so it makes it more clear for everybody. But YouTube, I'm sure it hinders some people that are spending all their time on YouTube. But I'd say as long as you're using it not moderately, but just using it where it's still controlled and where it's not absorbing all your time, then I'd say YouTube is definitely gonna boost your creativity and how social you are and everything like that. I would definitely not call YouTube like a blocker to like a social stopper or anything like that.
Talking of addiction, right? In college we had this arguments where basically what we did was we were arguing whether marijuana is a good thing or a bad thing. Now, I will always be, and for very good reasons, on the marijuana is a good thing. I will always be there because of a lot of reasons that I won't go into because it took an hour to describe them in this argument, and it took them an hour to describe why it was bad, and this argument went on for quite a while. Right, as I said, it took about 2 or 3 hours to get this argument done, and we ended up turning it into a project which we could actually use in college. If it wasn't for YouTube, I would never have voiced my opinion, because I was always the type of person to hold myself in, to not tell anybody what my opinion is, because I felt it didn't matter.
Yeah, you were like a really passive person.
My opinion matters just because I make it matter. If you don't make something matter, then it doesn't. I've heard a lot of people say that we live in a speck of the universe and we don't matter. Hell no. We live in the only speck of the universe that matters because we're on it.
That's true. That's really true. That's actually a really good point. Just relative to wherever you are, that's what's important. I'm like that too. Lots of the times, it makes me kind of worry about myself, but I don't care about stuff as much if they don't affect me negatively, because there's other people working on it, and as long as it doesn't affect me, I don't have any negative outcome from it, and I have bigger things to worry about. Before I worry about the kids starving in Africa, I'm going to worry about how well I do in school so I don't end up starving, and so my family can always have food on the table.
Yeah, that's good. This is turning into a philosophy check, you know. So.
Yes. Let me add Stephen Hawking to the call. We'll talk about some physics and astronomy while we're at it.
We'll start talking about black holes and how they bring
folds in time, wormholes.
Wormhole physics. I understand a little bit about it, but not very much, unfortunately. What I understand about wormhole physics is whatever I learnt on Stargate SG-1.
Well, at least you're learning something. All I understand about a wormhole is it's the idea that the fabric of time has bends and folds just like everything else, and that there are tunnels in between the folds of time that could technically be used to travel great distances in short times or to alter time. But that's all I learned from what is it called, Into the Universe with Stephen Hawking. So
you get dimensions, alternate realities, alternate universes, all these terrible things that go into too much depth, and
yeah, those are the kind of things where the more you think about it, the further you get from an answer. The answer is don't think about it.
Yeah, it's like the answer to the ultimate question: why do we exist? Don't think about it. Just don't do that.
Exactly, right? I don't want to turn this into like a religious. I guess this is a podcast now. I don't want to turn this into like a religious commentary podcast. But the problem I have with religion is no matter how far back science goes, how far back we can go into discovering why anything exists, there's always going to be that thing that religious people can say is, but how did that happen? If we figure out the universe all of a sudden just appeared and there's no explanation to it, it just happened, they're going to be able to say, how did that happen? We know atoms or micromolecules, stuff like protons and neutrons and electrons are the smallest things we know of right now. What makes those? Religion is set up in a way that it can't be argued very well, as long as you're with someone who isn't open-minded enough and ready to accept someone else's ideas.
Religion supplies an answer to lack of answer.
Exactly.
And you supply an answer to a lack of answer, you never get an answer.
There's I forgot what his name was, but I'll have to find him again. There was a philosopher. He said, "Religion is scientific ignorance," and that's. I don't want to offend anyone. That's what it is. It's religion was invented to explain things nobody else knew and had an answer to. That's why. Why are there stars? Oh, well, that's because God put those there. There's a story behind that. In fact, sit down and I'll tell you the story. So that's where I think it was.
I would disagree and agree at the same time. That can be argued. Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, religion can be classified as scientific ignorance, but it's not true ignorance. True ignorance is the really heavily religious people, the stupidly religious people, the ones that when they say, "God, please cure cancer," right? Or something like, "God, please cure the measles." God has already cured the measles. Why? Because he's put into someone's head the idea of how to cure measles. That person grew into a doctor that created measles medicine.
Uh-oh.
And then someone
I think you're onto something.
No, you can't. You can't, because only God can do that. God did do that. You're just ignoring the fact. God works in mysterious ways. Well, then why wouldn't he do that if he's mysterious?
You might be onto something.
And that's true ignorance. That's full ignorance.
Yeah. Well, you just twisted my point of view. I guess I'll add that to my book of counter-arguments.
I'm a religious person. I don't believe in that.
What was the question?
How do you do?
Was there a question, or did you just...
No, there was no question. That was the question.
Oh, okay. You kind of cut out. All I heard is that's what I believe in. So I wasn't sure if you
I'm
had asked a question.
Not religious. I don't believe in religion, but I will argue their point as well as arguing against them.
Yeah, I like to think I'm pretty passive. I don't care as long as it doesn't affect how you look at me and you don't try and push it onto me and tell me I'm wrong.
The way I see it is,
so as long
you can accept.
As long as you can
the
consider my idea, then, or as long you don't even have to consider my idea. You just have to accept that I'm the way I am, and that's just how I look at it. And if you don't like it, that's fine. I have nothing against you for not agreeing with me, but I have something against you for telling me I'm wrong and saying and trying to explain something logically that can't be explained logically.
Don't explain what you don't understand.
Exactly.
Okay, so I would like to move this along before this becomes a podcast. PC versus Xbox. I'm a PC player, you're an Xbox player.
Yeah, I'm an Xbox player, but I will admit, if someone offered, okay, do you want all Microsoft consoles for the rest of your life that ever get released, or do you want a nice PC? Not even a nice PC, do you want a PC that is medium as time goes on? Then I would say definitely a PC, because there's thousands of free PC games, and as far as I know, I can count free Xbox games on one hand. Happy Wars, Harm's Way, Doritos Crash Course, and now there was a second Doritos Crash Course game released just now, I think. And that's 4. I have room for one more, so if I'm missing it, I'm fine. But that's all I can name. At least those are all the free ones that are worth playing.
Pretty much 99% of the games on the internet, like any game, you can go to www.newgrounds.com. There's a ton of free games there that are really fun.
Yep.
Steam has a free-to-play section, an entire section with AAA titles that are free.
Plus not only that, though, the thing Steam has is their sales. For the price of one Xbox game, I can wait for a Steam sale and then buy like games for the rest of my family's existence for the price of one regular Xbox game, and they're all like perfect, high-quality games produced by like big-name companies. Like, I know
I bought
over the last summer, they'll probably have it again this summer. They had Counter-Strike for like $5. It's normally $20. Counter-Strike on the Xbox costs $18, I think. So
Well,
PC all the way,
if
definitely.
you take each of the Valve games, yeah, every single Valve game that's ever existed, right? Each one of them, when they released, they were a full price game, right?
Yep.
So it's about $60. And if you take them now, each one of them is still about $20, right?
Uh-huh.
Give or take a few, because of certain types of games, like Counter-Strike would always be about 15, 10, 15, because it's multiplayer only.
Mm-hmm.
But taking all of them into account, you're still looking at around $100 perhaps for the Steam pack. But they sell it for $40, right? I bought the Steam pack for $40, so I paid less than a full price game, full price being $60. I paid, $40, but I paid £40. So you have to do it, whatever your dollars is to pounds. I don't know. I'm terrible.
I think it's like point something. Doesn't really matter. I'll just, whenever you say pounds, I'll just think dollars. That's how I've always done it.
Yeah, generally, when I'm in somewhere with an American, I'll use dollars even though I mean pounds. I use bucks even though I mean pounds.
Yeah.
So you're looking at $60 for a full price title. Here it's about £50. £60 is a full price title.
Mm-hmm.
Now I paid less than that. I paid £40, which would be about $50, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I got not one, not two, but about 9 to 10 titles that are full-fledged Valve games.
Uh-huh.
For less than it costs to buy a single full-fledged title on a console.
Yep. Every year there's a company, they do an auction called the Child's Play Charity, and game companies, they give them stuff to auction off, and all the money that they earn goes to charity. And they had something that Valve was giving away. The starting bid was $2,000, and you could then download every Valve game ever made, and it also secures any Valve game they will ever make.
No?
So, yeah, I'm not sure if you're already getting it at a bargain at the starting price, just off games they've already made.
No.
But I doubt Valve is going anywhere, so I'm sure you're gonna get your money's worth.
You're going to get
eventually anyway.
But no, it's not. Every game they've ever made adds up to about £100.
Sure.
As of right.
Are we talking Steam sale?
Every game that Valve have ever made. Valve isn't Steam, and Steam is just a publisher.
Didn't Valve make Steam though?
Steam was a separate company. Valve bought Steam, and Valve made Steam today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you learn something every day.
Yeah, but they are two separate companies still. Just because if one fails, the other will still survive.
Yeah.
But,
sure, that makes sense.
But Valve itself have made Half-Life. Then you've got like the Half-Life 2 and Episode 2, and then all the other Half-Lives. There's about 6 of them at the moment, because you've got the Blue Shift and stuff like that. It's really weird and complicated, and I don't remember how they work at all. You've got Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, Counter-Strike, where there's about 5 of them. You got... One sec, let me open up Steam. You've got Portal and Portal 2. And there's not much else that Valve have made. You've got some other weird stuff that they've made, like...
Do they publish games for other people sometimes?
I'm pretty sure they made Ricochet. Steam. Steam is a publisher.
Yeah. No. Valve never funds other people's projects.
No.
I know that Steam is a publisher, but does Valve ever pay for other people's
games
projects to have their name in it?
No, Valve is a game developer. If any publishing is to be done, or anything like publishing, or any assistance like that, it would be Steam that does it.
Then maybe it was a Steam game. Maybe I
No.
misunderstood.
Steam
Misspoke.
doesn't make games. Steam is a publisher.
I know. I'm speaking that thing for like $2,000 where you could get every game. It might have been actually. I'm pretty sure it was Steam, not Valve.
Every game on holy shit! You were getting almost triple your money's worth in that case. I mean, over triple. Because looking on Steam store right now, if it loads. Okay, it's not going to load. Okay, yes it is. Let's see, action games. Action games. And it doesn't want to load for some reason. But if I was to look at action games, there would be well over 800 games there. 800 games, of which 1, 2, maybe 10 max are free to play. And the rest will be between £5 and £60.
Well, geez.
Even 800 games at £5 is quite a bit.
Well, there you have it. So I guess I'm pretty sure it was a Steam, not Valve.
£4,000 or $4,000 if every game was $5, and that's just the action section, nothing else.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so you get.
But I'm gonna keep my calculator open now, just in case we get into any more math.
Yeah, I hate math. I really do. I really hate it.
Yeah, me too. That's like, honestly, I want to go to college so bad, but math is really the thing that, like, it makes me question college, because I don't know how it is in any other country, but in America, all a college is pretty much you're doing an extra 4 years of school and studying whatever it is you want to get your degree in.
Right.
So
okay.
I don't want to do an extra 4 years of math. No, thank you. But
explain this to you, okay? Math physically hurts me. Take it like a dyslexic person. I've got an issue where I'm sort of dyslexic, but only for maths. I cannot remember what the name of it is because it was a long time ago that someone told me about it. But what happens is when I try and do math, I get headaches and migraines. In math class, I had to leave the classroom every 20 or so minutes, depending on how long the class is, of course. In sixth form, we had to take a basic math course, which was like a 2-hour lesson in maths every week. And I had to leave every 10 minutes because I just ended up with a migraine and I had to go lie down.
Jeez.
Don't let anything like that stop you. I didn't. I'm in college.
Yeah.
I will do it, even if I have to do maths again and again and again. I will finish college.
Yeah, same with me. But I'm gonna fight the whole way through. So, especially because I'm an avid procrastinator, so that's always the toughest thing, because I have all these other classes to do instead of math, so I do those other classes, but then I'm like a year behind on math. So, but you just gotta struggle through it, and eventually you'll see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you'll just power through, and
trust me, that
you'll be done for.
Light is a pretty light, especially when you come out and you're like, even though my head hurts and I feel like I'm gonna throw up, I fucking did it.
You should be a motivational speaker. Those are words of gold.
The man with a golden tongue, hey?
Yep. Perfect. Even though my head hurts, I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Even though my head hurts and I feel like I'm gonna throw up, I did it.
Those are good words of wisdom. Someone should put those on a billboard somewhere.
moving on. Other
So,
hobbies. What other hobbies have you got?
lately not really that many. I bike a lot more than I used to right now, and I also do some like small time graphic design, but I don't like I'm miles from actually like being anywhere where I can support anything. It's more like someone gives me $15 and I make them like album art and we part ways.
I see.
So, but that's really the limit of it. But like I said, I bike a lot, but that's not really by choice. That's because I don't drive yet.
Yeah. I've got a driver's license, but right now I cannot afford insurance.
Oh, yeah.
Insurance is just like rocket high here, especially for new drivers. So it's walking and catching the bus for me.
Mm-hmm.
Before the operation, I used to do a lot of hiking, and for the past like week, I've just been bedridden, so not really much I can do about that. But yeah,
Yeah.
hiking is kind of a thing I like to do. I like to get up in the mountains here. It's actually a good thing about living in Wales.
Yeah, I used to do that a lot, but not recently. But it is fun, especially if you're with someone else. It's not as fun if you're just walking alone. Unless it's for some reason I have a lot more like of a relaxful time walking alone at night than during the day. Walking at night alone is just so soothing to me for some reason.
I love walking at night.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's like because there's no one around, it's just so peaceful.
Yep.
Like
Because I kind of like live kind of away from like a city. I am in a city, but it's not like a big city, so it's really quiet when you're here alone.
yeah, as for here, I live in a village that sort of joins into a town.
Hmm.
It's like we might as well be the town.
Uh-huh.
We're no longer a village with like a road that goes to the town. The village joins into the town. There's houses.
The town kind of
Edge of it.
went around the village.
No, it's like the town is down in the bottom of the valley, and the village goes up the side of it. But the village,
Ah, okay, yeah. So it's
has,
just kind of like off from the town.
yeah, but we like the houses connect to the town, and
Uh-huh.
there's houses all the way up the side of the mountain. So we basically are the town anyway. But yeah,
Yeah.
the worst thing around here is the buses that go up here make the most terrible racket.
Hmm.
Like, there's no reason for a bus to be travelling around at 1 in the morning. I never see anyone on it, and I've seen it at the top of the village and at the bottom, and there's no one on it at like 1 in the morning, and it still goes up there, and all the way up. It goes.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with it being on a hill.
Going up.
That
Oh
sucks.
yeah, going up the actual hill itself is the worst, because all you can hear
Yeah.
is above the G and is choo 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 from its gearbox trying to cope with it.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
and
you can hear the pain of
it just
it.
goes up there to make sure nobody's standing there to get on the bus, and then it goes back down.
Basically, yeah. They do.
Jeez.
The last one is at like 1 in the morning. They do one at 12 at night. But the last time anyone ever gets on is the like quarter past, half past 11 when the pubs close. After that, no one else gets on. It goes up 2 more times
Jeez.
for no reason whatsoever.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's the only thing that ever disturbs the night around here. Other than that, pretty smooth sailing.
Mm, that's pretty nice.
But during the day, you have the little kids on motorbikes.
Oh, geez, tell me about it.
Most of
My
here.
neighbor, he's got like a big yard, and they ride like motorbikes and like quads and stuff like that. And on bad days, all day you'll just hear, and then they'll like just keep going in like circles in their yard.
Yeah, most of the time here, you'll hear the little 2.2 engines.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can't,
The
can't.
owner of that house, he has like those little bikes. He rides those like back and forth on the street all day. Pretty much like on bad days, it's just noise all around your house all day.
Yeah, when they do that, they just go up and down for no reason whatsoever. Just
Well, I'm sure it's fun. They're not
you're going up and
thinking
down.
about how disturbing it is to everybody else. But I mean,
I
if you're not on the
just
motorbike having the fun with them,
I hear it coming, and I'm like, yeah, all I can hear.
well,
I'm gay. I'm gay.
yeah, I have the same problem with like planes here, because we don't live close to an airport, but there's like a little private airport for like prop planes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they'll drive, or not drive their airplanes. They'll fly pretty low above the house because they're getting closer to the airport. And some of the planes are so loud. If you're like doing a commentary or something, it's like you can hear it coming. You might as well stop because you're gonna be wasting your breath because you know it's coming, and it'll be just like, and it'll like come over the house, and the whole house will shake. And you'll just like look at the waveform on Audacity, just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then just peak and then go back down again. So I mean,
Yeah.
noise removal doesn't have that kind of technology yet.
No, not for something like that. I was whenever I go over, my grandmother's in London. She lives near the London Central Airport, which is not a too busy airport, but it is rather busy. It's the airport that Concorde used to fly from.
Uh-huh.
And when Concorde took off, there was nothing else like it in the world. I'm telling you now. You know, she's got these. She was telling me about it, yeah. And she was saying when the Concorde took off, because the actual strip was about I'd say quarter of a mile from her back gate.
Uh-huh.
When it took off, it still wasn't that high when it went over her house. And she said
Uh-huh.
it shook, the the doors started shaking, the walls started shaking, everything just started shaking, and the dust would be coming down from the ceiling.
Yeah.
And it would stay like that until the Concorde had gone from the runway until it got about a mile down the road. It would be shaking everything.
Jeez, that must just make the value of the home just plummet, huh?
Oh yes. When Concorde was there, the value of her house was absolutely nothing.
And Concord wasn't there when she bought the home?
No.
Oh, jeez, so they just showed up. That sucks,
The
because,
house
like, she
after
bought the house, and it's all nice, and now,
the house by her mother.
the industrial age showed up.
World War II days.
Jeez, so now she's stuck with the house, pretty much, because nobody's going to want to buy it. Or if she's lucky, there's going to be some terrorist act, and all the airports are going to be shut down for a couple of days. And then she can try and sell it really quickly.
She won't ever get rid of it.
Jeez.
She's old. She loves her house. It's been
Well, I mean, even if she wanted to get rid of it, I don't think anybody's going to want the house unless Concorde goes out of business. But then I'm sure some other airline is going to go.
Years ago.
Oh, it did? What?
Yeah, I was just saying this was when Concorde was around. Everything would shake. Now you've just got to deal with the 737s. I think it is the only aircraft that fly out of there. They're not that bad, but you still get every 20 minutes.
Oh, geez, every 20 minutes?
Every 20 minutes, and it doesn't matter how late at night it is. It's one of the main airports in London next to Gatwick.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty bad.
It is.
But, well, best of luck to her and her piece. Insanity.
Once you've been there for a while, like, it becomes nothing.
Yeah, it just like becomes white noise. You don't hear it anymore.
It's like, oh, there's a plane going over. Oh, I didn't hear it. Really? Really? You can't hear that.
Huh. Well, I guess it's like people who like live in New York. You always say, "Oh, gee, I couldn't live there with all the sirens going off," but they say they don't hear it. But then if they move away, they notice it's not there, and it like messes with them because they never noticed it, but then they notice the absence of the noise.
Yeah. You know, once you've lived there for a while, you don't hear the bang bang, woo woo, hey motherfucker, ah.
Well, that's gonna offend someone.
Oh, that is going to offend so many people. I can't wait.
Well, I'll be the first person to leave a hate comment, I promise.
Yeah.
Even though I'm on the other side of the country from New York, I'm still gonna be. I'm gonna leave a hate comment. I was in New York once. My oldest brother's flown over New York once.
I've actually been to New York. I stayed there for a night after skiing. We went up to upstate New York and skied there for a week and came down to New York City, went shopping, had a meal, really nice. I've got to give it to them. The Americans do amazing burgers, much better than anything the British have ever made.
Weren't you telling me that that everybody in Britain is like really sore that like they skim over the American Revolution? They don't even really mention it at all in the history books.
As for my history lessons, I don't remember doing the American Revolution. I remember doing slavery, and then all of a sudden, we started World War One.
Yeah, so like you remember, so like in the history books it's like slavery, then massacring Indians.
World War Two. Wait a minute, I think there's something missing there. No, there's not. There's nothing missing there.
It's like just you see like pages ripped out. You see like little tears left, like where the page used to be.
There's a page there, and
or just pages with like black marker streaked over the whole thing.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because I was really ready for it. I was like, yes, we're learning about one of the things that really get me excited about history. Where did it? Like what happened was like from the years before our GCSEs, which are like our final exams. Yeah. Before the GCSEs, we were learning all of the ancient kings of our history and stuff like that. Then we get closer to the exams, and we start learning about all the slavery and how it started. Through the exams, we're learning about slavery and close to how it ended. But we never really talk about the matters that actually happened outside of that. We just talk about slavery.
So just the bare minimum.
After the GCSEs, it's instantly World War One.
Yeah.
And then
do you know who the first American president was?
Oh God. I cannot remember him. One sec. Just wait.
Yeah, let me just. I think
it was
Google's gonna cheat.
Wasn't it?
It was what?
His last name was Washington, right? That's about all I know about him. I know it was a Washington.
I'm surprised you remembered Washington but not George, considering you guys have King George. Or not have, but had King George for so long.
King George can suck my right testicle. I don't care about him.
Jeez. What if he hears?
Good.
What if he's subscribed?
Good luck with that.
Yeah, well.
Yeah,
so
I'm not really into the kings and queens of my history. They were very boring lot.
Yeah, the most interesting thing so far, really, that I've gone over is the French Revolution. But Other than that, really,
The hundred
nothing that interesting.
really ended.
But I do feel sorry for Britain. I mean, they pretty much the whole world was occupied by them, and then America said they're done being occupied, and then the rest of the world agreed, and they lost pretty much everything. Now we have so many different countries that
the sun never set.
That would have been Britain. So I understand why they're quite angry, but I mean, you gotta stop holding a grudge at one point.
One thing about the British, don't expect us to ever
need them
have our grudge.
Oh well. Anyway, I don't know. We keep like just segueing. So far, I don't think we've had a single topic that has actually stayed on topic. But that's what I like about commentaries.
This is brilliant.
Like, I don't like commentaries that are so like rough edge, where it's like, what's your favorite? Or no, it'd be like PC versus Xbox. Xbox. Okay. You have any hobbies? Well, I bike and do art. Oh, okay. Like, that's what I like about this, is like, it's just so smooth, it just transitions, and whoever's listening doesn't think about it. It's just, well, that was a nice commentary, versus, wow, that was a really blunt commentary. I can't believe it. They actually managed to fit a perfect 5 topics into 5 minutes. That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
I'll go to the next video. Wait, unsubscribe. All right, next video.
Time now to smooth into the next topic. Which is your topic?
Let me think. Speaking of history and all that, what are your plans for school and school? I guess you can't really have any plans for school/college because you are already like done with school and in college. So
what are my plans for college?
I guess this question gets pushed over to me.
Hold up.
What was that?
What are my plans for college, you say? Well, at the moment I'm doing a extended business diploma, level 3, which will hopefully, if I can get distinction, which is what I'm going for now, I'll either do another year of college and do something else, more computer related, and depending on how I finish that, I'll either go into uni at the end of this course or at the end of that course, and do either business or IT, depending on, obviously, the outcome of either one. If I do business, then business is such a wide range of things. Business doesn't just cover just like one part of business, so I can go into any business I want to, whether it be a game store or a computer store or a clothes shop, and I can still use my degree. But if I do IT, then I can get into more of an IT orientated position and still use.
That's a really good plan.
Which is what my plans are.
Yeah, so that way you'd be like covered no matter what you decide to do.
Exactly. I was always taught.
Yeah, my friend's dad was his older sister is like 18 now, and my friend's dad was saying that she should study something in computers. She wants to do fashion, but her dad was saying that she should start off by doing like some sort of technology thing, because right now it's pretty much guaranteed there's always going to be somewhere where you can find a job that has to do with technology, and that once you're done with that, like, you know, studying your technology or whatever, then you can continue school and study whatever else it is you wanted to do. Which is a good point. I agree with him in that, where first of all, secure a position and then make time to study something you really want to do, and then you have like the ability to support yourself, study whatever you want, and then have the time and money to find the job that you're looking for.
As for me, my dad has from the beginning, when I started, the reason he gave me all, said he did that for the reason he gave me the first computer, the reason he gave me the first console, he tried to get me excited about technology, and I love technology. Technology is my passion. The reason he did that was because he knew that technology was going to, or computers were going to take over. They were going to be the future of business. And if I was going to get a job, it was most likely, 90% of the time, going to have something to do with computers. which is currently how the business world is run. And there goes one of our internets. And now it is? Is it? Yes, okay, so, And we are back after some technical difficulties. I've just listened back to some of the recording and my mic is really showing its true colours as being an